Welcome to the Thai Alley podcast, where you learn real Thai through real-life conversations in Thailand.
Hey everyone! We're so glad you could join us.
So, have you ever had that moment of panic when you start feeling sick in a foreign country and realize you might need to see a doctor?
Definitely. It can be really stressful if you don't know what to say. That's why today's lesson is so important.
Exactly. We're going to teach you the essential phrases you need to call a clinic and ask to see a doctor. It's one of the most useful skills you can have.
In our dialogue, you'll hear a man calling a clinic to find out when the doctor is available. Let's listen.
สวัสดีค่ะคลินิกสบายดีค่ะ
สวัสดีครับผมอยากหาหมอครับ
พรุ่งนี้มาได้ไหมคะ
ไม่ได้ครับหมอมาวันอะไรครับ
หมอมาวันจันทร์ค่ะ
มาเวลาอะไรครับ
10 โมงเช้าค่ะ
โอเคครับขอบคุณครับ
Okay, so calling a clinic to make an appointment. This is a super practical and for a lot of people, a slightly intimidating conversation to have in a new language.
It really is. But what's great here is that all the phrases are very direct and clear, which is exactly what you want in a situation like this.
Okay, let's jump right into the dialogue. The clinic receptionist, Nida, answers the phone with this line. She says, สวัสดีค่ะคลินิกสบายดีค่ะ The translation is, Hello, สบายดี clinic. So after the initial greeting, she states the name of the clinic. Let's break that down. First, we have clinic. This one is pretty easy. It sounds a lot like the English word clinic because that's where it comes from. It just means clinic.
A straightforward loan word. You'll find a lot of those in Thai.
Definitely. The second part of the name is สบายดี al. This phrase means to be well or to be fine.
So it's a very positive name for a clinic, something like the Feeling Well Clinic.
Exactly. So she says the name คลินิกสบายดี ส่วน APO, and notice how she finishes the sentence. She says the clinic's name and then adds ค่ะ จุด This is really common in Thailand. Businesses often answer the phone just by stating their name, followed by a polite particle. It's the standard professional greeting.
That's right. So you might call a hotel and they'll just say the hotel's name plus ครับ or ค่ะ จุด
Simple and direct. So now we know who's on the other end of the line. Let's hear what Michael says next.
Alright, so Mark gets right to the point. He says, สวัสดีครับผมอยากหาหมอครับ
Which means, hello. I want to see a doctor.
Exactly. After the greeting, he says, ผม which is the word for I. When a man is speaking, then we get a very important verb, อยาก
And what does อยาก mean?
It means to want to do something. You just put it before another verb. For example, if you're hungry, you can say ผมอยากกิน which means I want to eat. กิน is to eat.
Okay, so it's whole, pork, third, plus an action. In Mark's sentence, what's the action he wants to do?
The action is หาหมอ which is the phrase for to see a doctor.
Does that translate literally? I feel like I'm hearing two words there.
You are. หา means to find or to look for, and หมอ means doctor. So Thais literally say, find a doctor, when they mean they need to see one. It's the standard way to say it.
Interesting. So instead of see a doctor, you find a doctor. So altogether, ผมอยากหาหมอ is I want to see a doctor.
That's it. A simple and direct sentence to explain why you're calling a clinic.
Okay. So after the patient explains they want to see a doctor, the receptionist, Nida, asks a question to schedule the appointment. She says, พรุ่งนี้มาได้ไหมคะ
Which means, can you come tomorrow?
Exactly. Let's break that down. The first word is a really important one to know. It's พรุ่งนี้ and it means tomorrow.
You'll hear and use this one all the time. For example, a super common phrase is เจอกันพรุ่งนี้ which means see you tomorrow.
That's a great one. เจอกัน means see you or meet โดย So เจอกันพรุ่งนี้ is literally meet tomorrow.
Simple and very useful.
The rest of the sentence is มาได้ไหม san k. The word มา means to come, san k, and we've seen ได้ไหม before. It's that question phrase that means can you or is it possible?
So, all together, it's พรุ่งนี้ tomorrow, มา come, ได้ไหม can you?
And notice how the time word พรุ่งนี้ comes at the beginning of the sentence. That's very common in Thai. You often state the time frame first.
Good point. So now the patient needs to answer whether or not they can make it tomorrow. And Mark, the patient, replies with ไม่ได้ครับ หมอมาวันอะไรครับ This means no, I can't. What day does the doctor come? The first part is ไม่ได้ It means cannot or I can't. It's a direct response saying that tomorrow doesn't work for him.
Okay, so he can't make it. Then he follows up with a question to find a better day.
That's right. He asks หมอมาวันอะไรครับวอบ่บ่บ่บ่บ่บ่บ่บ่บ่บ่บ่บ่บ่บ่บ่บ่บ่บ่บ่บ่บ่บ่ Let's focus on the question part. 1. อะไร The word we need here is 1, which means day.
So what does the อะไร part mean?
อะไร is the question word for what? In Thai, a very common way to ask what is to say the noun and then put อะไร right after it. So วันอะไร literally means day what.
So it's a pattern. Could I use that for other things? Like, could I ask what food by saying อาหารอะไร?
Exactly. That's a great example. You've got the pattern down. So the full sentence from Mark is หมอ the doctor มา comes วันอะไร what day. What day does the doctor come?
Makes sense. He's asking for her schedule. Let's see what she says. Okay, and Nida gives a clear answer. She says หมอมาวันจันทร์ค่ะ This means the doctor comes on Monday.
A very direct response.
It is ดิถีกหุด The sentence structure is the same as the question, just swapping out the question word for the answer. So the new word for us here is วันจันทร์ที่กู
And what does that mean, Alex?
วันจันทร์ means Monday, Tuesday. So หมอมาวันจันทร์ is literally doctor comes Monday.
That's right. And the word วัน means day, ko. You'll see it at the start of all the days of the week. So if you want to say, see you on Monday, you can say, เจอกันวันจันทร์
เจอกันวันจันทร์ Hi. Perfect. So he knows the doctor's schedule now, but it sounds like he has another question.
He does. Mark then asks, มาเวลาอะไรครับ น่ะ This means, what time does he come? We've heard มา before, which means to come, ak. The key new word here is a very important one, เวลา
And what does เวลา mean?
It means time, มา So the question is literally, come time, what? มาเวลาอะไร
That's pretty straightforward. How else can we use เวลา?
A super useful phrase is ไม่มีเวลาอ้าว It means I don't have time. It has. The phrase ไม่มี means don't have.
Okay, I should probably memorize that one. ไม่มีเวลา libelan.
It comes in handy. So Mark has asked what time the doctor will be in. Let's hear the receptionist's answer next.
Okay, so the receptionist, Nida, gives a very direct answer. She says 10 โมงเช้าค่ะ which means 10 o'clock in the morning. Let's look at that phrase 10 โมงเช้า Tizo. It's pretty logical when you break it down. First you have 10, which is the number 10.
Okay, 10.
Then comes โมงตรุทิ้ง This is the word for Ming itejute do lu, a clock that's used for most of the daytime hours. And finally, you have chao, which means morning. So putting it all together, 10 โมงเช้า is literally 10 o'clock morning, morn, 10 a.m.
That's a nice, clear system. So, if a coffee shop opens at 8 a.m., I could say 8 โมงเช้า.
You got it. 8 is 8. So 8 โมงเช้า is 8 in the morning. Perfect.
Simple enough. So, the doctor arrives at 10 a.m. Let's hear what Mark thinks about that. So Mark replies with a really common phrase. He says, okay ครับ ขอบคุณครับ which just means, okay, thank you.
That first word, okay, sounds very familiar.
It should. It's just the English word okay. It's used all the time in Thai with the exact same meaning. It's a simple way to show you understand or agree.
So he's just saying, okay, and adding the polite particle for men ครับ
That's it exactly. And a woman would say, okay ค่ะ Ay. Super simple.
Nice. And ขอบคุณครับ is just thank you, which we'll skip for now.
Right. So he's just politely acknowledging the receptionist, okay? Thank you.
And that's our whole dialogue. A pretty useful conversation for anyone needing to see a doctor in Thailand.
Let's listen to the full conversation one more time. As you listen, try to say the lines out loud along with the speakers.
สวัสดีค่ะ คลินิกสบายดีค่ะ
สวัสดีครับ ผมอยากหาหมอครับ
พรุ่งนี้มาได้ไหมคะ
ไม่ได้ครับ หมอมาวันอะไรครับ
หมอมาวันจันทร์ค่ะ
มาเวลาอะไรครับ
10 โมงเช้าค่ะ
โอเคครับ ขอบคุณครับ
Alright, before we get to our quiz, let's do a quick recap of what we just learned.
Good idea. I thought it was really useful how Mark expressed what he wanted.
Yes, using the word อยาก which means to want to do something.
He said, ผมอยากหาหมอครับ meaning, I want to see a doctor.
Exactly. You can put อยาก in front of so many different verbs. It's a great phrase to know for daily life.
And then the questions for scheduling were key too.
Definitely. Learning how to ask about the day and time using one, for, day, and เวลา for, time.
So useful for making appointments or any kind of plans when you're in Thailand.
It really is. Okay, I think those are some great points to remember. Are you ready to see what you've learned?
I'm ready for the quiz. Question 1. What is the Thai word for day?
That's one, which means day. It's a word you'll see a lot, especially when talking about schedules. For example, it's the first part of every day of the week. Alright, question 2. If you want to ask what time in Thai, what's the key word you need? For time.
That would be เวลา meaning time. You could hear someone ask เวลาอะไร which literally means what time when asking about an event. Okay, question 3. How do you say tomorrow in Thai?
That's พรุ่งนี้ which means tomorrow. So to say see you tomorrow, you can say เจอกันพรุ่งนี้ Question C. Let's say a clinic tells you the doctor comes on Monday. What's the Thai word for Monday?
That's วันจันทร์ for Monday. Just like you explained earlier, Claire. It starts with one, the word for day. My turn. Question 5. How do you say you want to do something? Like, I want to see a doctor.
That's the verb อยาก เข้ากี่ It means to want to, and you place it right before the action. For instance, อยากกิน means want to eat. Question 6. you're feeling sick in Thailand and need to tell someone you need to see a doctor, Rav Mos Mong Toffers. What's the Thai phrase for that?
That's a really important one. It's หาหมอ which means to see a doctor ยูทิมา So you can say ผมอยากหาหมอครับ for I want to see a doctor. And for the final question, number 7. You have an appointment at 10 a.m. How would you say 10 o'clock in the morning in Thai?
That is 10 โมงเช้าหาที10 is 10 โมง is o'clock and เช้า is morning. So the receptionist might confirm 10 โมงเช้านะคะ meaning 10 a.m. okay?
Great job everyone! Keep practicing these words and you'll be making appointments in Thai before you know it. Alright, I have to say, after this lesson, I'm feeling a lot less panicked about the idea of needing a doctor in Thailand.
Me too. It's amazing how just a few simple phrases can make a scary situation feel so much more manageable.
It really is. So what's your one big takeaway from today's dialogue?
My takeaway is that the most important phrase, อยากหาหมอ which means I want to see a doctor, is surprisingly simple. You just say what you want directly. It's a great reminder that you don't need complex grammar to communicate something essential.
That's a perfect takeaway. Simple and powerful. Well, that's all we have for today. Thanks for joining us on the Thai Alley podcast.
If you enjoyed this episode, please consider leaving us a review or subscribing, and we'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment with the most useful vocabulary you learned today and an example of how you might use it.
We read every single one. Thanks again for listening.
Until next time, keep practicing.